Hello the channel, welcome back everyone. Thanks again for watching the next video. I've actually got a podcast with MPN up on the channel as well, so if you're not looking to build lineups for this midweek or you're just bored coming up towards international break etc. and stumble on this video, then give that a watch, a like and a subscribe and all that sort of stuff as well. Anyways, this is to have a look at the upcoming midweek game week. Hopefully pick some good winning teams. So first and foremost, right on to the information. So this is a spreadsheet by Sorare probabilities, S_probabilities on Twitter, and yeah, so I'm not taking any credit for it. People always message me and say, "Was that a great spreadsheet and everything?" So anyway, yeah, it's somebody else's. So first thing we're going to do here is have a look at the best fixtures for the game week, get a feel for what's happening, and then hopefully use the information to pick some winning teams as well. So Leverkusen, pretty good fixture, no real surprise there. Pretty impressive to come back from 2-0 down as well, and expected team goals of 2.91. So that's what this column here means, XTG, expected team goals. Quite a high clean sheet percentage as well. I think with them being 10 points clear in the league, they'll take this one pretty seriously, you know. They do rotate the goalkeeper, but that's planned. And I think they'll be pretty strong out with that because I think they'll want to go through. Get a 10 points lead in the league as well, so arguably more leeway in the league now. National de Football don't really have many licensed players, don't think, but just appear on the Opta stats, etc. Liverpool, pretty interesting one. So again, they're winning 5-1 from the away game. Kind of sneaking suspicion they'll maybe give Salah some minutes before the sort of Man United FA Cup game at the weekend. Just obviously coming back, and they probably need to keep him sharp. So, you know, he might be a kind of sneaky one there if you've got a Salah. In terms of the team, I really don't know. The fixture that kind of stands out to me is Arsenal because they drew in Portugal, and Porto done a pretty good job there of sort of limiting Arsenal. So kind of interesting. So why am I saying that? But one of the big difficulties I can see this midweek is actually picking guys that are going to start. So I think Arsenal are going to go pretty strong. Martinelli's injured, but out with that, I think they'll be pretty stable lineup, and you know they need to win at home, so crowd will be behind them. Porto again are pretty impressive, but if Arsenal get a wee early goal or whatever there, then you know you could see them maybe winning by a couple. Fiorentina against Maccabi Haifa. Again, Fiorentina are a pretty reasonable team as well, so that's kind of interesting one. Aston Villa against Ajax, so that's going to be quite an interesting game. I think it was a draw over in Holland. Yokohama, maybe not that as good under Harry Hugh. I don't know. It's not really getting the feeling they're as good under him, but it's early doors. Inter Miami, so I think Suarez will definitely play. Come on for the end at the weekend, and I'm hearing that Messi's going to be available as well. So you know, I really like Nashville. Some of the Nashville top on and Mukhtar top on, but I think in Miami, I think you'd fancy Inter to score a few. They scored two at Nashville, and Nashville are pretty good defensively at home. I'd imagine Joe Willis will come back in to play Panico at the weekend. Overall, I don't know like why Panico's not really won that spot. I know Joe Willis has been pretty good for them overall, but I think he's the successor. But I think with them playing Panico at the weekend, that's him just giving Big Joe a rest. Club Brugge against Molde. So again, pretty good fixture there. Leo, so 50% clean sheet percentage as well, so good news probably for Chevalier holders there. I don't know why Robin Hood's on this. Robin Hood, riding down the glen. Tigres against Orlando. So yeah, I mean, Orlando didn't really impress me that much against Inter Miami defensively, but there we go. Need to get over that. Fenerbahce, again, usually pretty good fixture wise. They won 3-0 at Galwaz, so you know, are they going to go really strong? Sometimes they rotate in this competition. They weren't really too good at the weekend, but I'd imagine Szymanski, etc., will be coming back in. And Hibs against Ross County, I think it's actually a better fixture that looks in terms of the stats, in all honesty. I mean, Ross County have been pretty poor, so I think that actually Hibs are more of a standout fixture than it suggests there. Clean sheet percentages, so Arsenal are pretty high up both metrics. Leverkusen, Lille, Monterrey, that's quite surprising. And Cincinnati are a pretty good team. Liverpool, Villa, Columbus Crew, so a really huge surprise there. They're a pretty solid team. Club America there as well. West Ham, although they've not really been that sort of reliable recently. So, anyways, going to put this on to my own players, and we're going to pick some lineups here. So, first port of call, I'm going to have a look at the under 23s because, as I keep talking about all the time, this is my kind of one of my favourite avenues. I think under 23 Rare Pro will be or Plus will be the tournament I'll miss pretty much the most out of all the tournaments. Obviously I'll still be playing the under 23s, but the Plus itself, a big loss. So goalkeepers wise here, so obviously these guys there was zero start are all non-starters. So it's really kind of going to be one of these weeks for Trubin. Does look like Jorgensen, I don't know, will he start? I think Pepe Reina is a cup goalkeeper. So again, it's kind of, do we take a chance in Verbruggen or play Trubin? So it's okay, giving you many insights there. Sorry guys. Right, need to use this new layout. So let's go filters, rare. I actually do like the new layout a bit better. I think they've done a good job with it. I think it's more user friendly once you get used to it. So under 23 Rare Plus. So yeah, it's kind of no brainer for Trubin. I mean, I think he will be quite busy at Ibrox in all honesty. I mean, Rangers have always got their tails up at home, etc. But there we go. Defender wise, so Frimpong's a kind of interesting one. He was suspended in the league at the weekend, so I'd imagine he'll probably come in again at home. Other good options here, Owen Beck, pretty high up. Schlotterbeck, I don't know if I really fancy that score away at PSV. I think PSV will do some damage there. Lenny Euro, been a really good sort of win as well. I think I'm going to run Frimpong in here, just because under 23 is just always a big sort of focus, to be honest. There's always somewhere I want to put a strong team in, so that's why I'm picking it first. Midfield wise, does Szoboszlai need some game time? That's kind of interesting. Dylan Levitt picked up recently as well. Tygoland's not a standard starter. Harvey Elliott's an interesting one. Does he get more game time this competition? Tempted to use him, to be honest. He's been playing pretty well too. I mean, I must admit, and his performance away from home was really good. That's what's kind of making me want to use him. Martinelli's injured. This is where it gets more difficult to actually have any good forwards. Like, these game weeks can be pretty tough. Rollheiser's non-starter. Lozek. Tengsted, I don't know if he's going to start. Torres is injured. Balls. Orellano, pretty good. Pretty tough fixture at Montreal, but yeah, that's not so good. It's not so good for picking another under 23 lineup as well. I think I've kind of got to go Orellano out there. It's either that or Nusa. Nusa's not a regular starter either. I think, so Dortmund are actually at home, although I still wouldn't really trust that situation in terms of keeping a clean sheet against PSV. Yeah, I mean, Schlotterbeck should do pretty well at home, but there we go. So that selection. It's a shame about the forward position. I'm not inclined to go out and buy a forward, mainly because I don't have a balance. So it's incapable of keeping a balance. So I still think it's a pretty strong team. I'm going to have to do a bit of checking on Orellano and see what the script is with his starting probabilities, and if kind of struggling there, I might actually look to go a wee bit more elsewhere. I'm going to go straight to the All-Star Rare Plus now because that's, again, feeling a bit of nostalgia and stuff here, but I think it's pretty, pretty sad that that's going to be going. And from a point of view of my gallery as well, the main thing that I think is going to hurt me a bit is that I'm quite optimised to play like these sort of plus competitions, which means that some of my good super rares don't have great pals to go with them that are not rares. I don't really want to be using them as rares, right? Like that's just going to be a bit of a waste. So goalkeeper wise, I think the best sort of fixture is probably going to have to be Liverpool. Is there any chance Adrian starts? I'll need to keep an eye out for that. I hope not. I mean, the good thing with Liverpool is I think that Klopp usually mentions if stuff like that's going to happen, but just don't know, right? I mean, Alisson's injured. They just give Adrian a game. Again, I don't really have a terrific amount of choice myself, so I suppose I could still use Trubin in here because he's nailed to play actually. So I could keep Kelleher for champion. Don't really fancy Joe Willis at Miami, obviously, and I want to probably use the main man in this team. I'm going to go at this position because I know that I'm going to want to use Messi. So that's where it's kind of interesting. And I know probably what to use Griezmann's. He's like 90% to play. So I think I'll probably run him in champion actually. So, Messi. So you're playing Messi. You're going to want to play Suarez as well, right? And then we'll kind of build around that. Calais Gill, I don't think is going to play. They were like 4-1 up. So pretty good projected scores. Instincts were right on that as well. But we will have to also find some super rare cards for in here as well. So let's see what we've got available. Is Virgil going to play against Sparta? Probably not. Probably not, is he? Like, anyway, we'll filter it here. So let's go to super rare. So this is where I find the spreadsheet really handy. Just being able to just filter things out and just like having clarity of thought and just saying, right, we've got this, we've got that. This is what we're going to do. So could be some good arguments for actually just moving Frimpong into here. So, with the sort of quality of forward I've got available in 23s, I think I'm going to do that actually. Can't really play the Nashville defenders against Messi and Suarez, and Virgil's just not really that sure to be playing. So I think we'll try Frimpong in here, and then we'll find something else for the under 23s, and then midfield wise. Again, I don't really have a good. I had a sneak peek at this beforehand. I don't really have good super rare like goalkeeper options this midweek, so I think it's going to have to be Declan Rice in here. Been asked, what a brilliant signing, unbelievable, and that I like. I mean that lineup I really do like. There's no doubt about it. So let's sort that out, and then we'll go back to the under 23s as well. There's not going to be much volume in this. This is quite a tough game week, and I think that over and above being a tough game week as well, there's going to be elements of rotation and stuff. So who are we going to play in beside? Ferdi Kadioglu was rotated at the weekend, so I think he'll probably start again. Alan Varela is not a good fixture. Dylan Levitt's interesting. I think I'm going to go Ferdi. Lenny Euro. So there we go. Kind of quite like that. That's not too bad. I'm not really running any real limiteds these days when it's not Celtic, so it's a shame that, but I'm not really inclined to go in just now. The MLS cards wise, they're pretty high at the moment. I can see why. We've got like some cash comps and everything coming up, so do totally understand that. Let's pick champion as well. And then that'll probably do is just done this sort of fixture analysis, and I probably won't. Well, I'll have some other options, but nothing that I'm really too sort of strong on, to be honest. So champion rare pro. So it's gonna have to be Kelleher. This is what kind of annoys me about Leverkusen. Like I suppose I could buy the backup goalkeeper, but he's quite expensive at the moment. Bart Verbruggen, who knows who's going to start for frickin' Brighton. Guy's an absolute maniac. So Kelleher in goals. I really don't think Virgil's going to play. Is it 5-1 up? So why would Liverpool really risk him? Andy Robertson never started the last game, so he could maybe get some game for some match sharpness. But again, to really see him seeing out the game. Tapsaphoba is an interesting one. I'm going to go with Schlotterbeck though. As I said, probably not going to get a clean sheet, but from the perspective of like sure starters and stuff, then you've got to pick guys that start. Welcome back to the channel for these fantastic insights. Pick guys that start games, right? So I've flipped it over to super rare. That's because I'm going to have to pick some super rares here. So the Paul only 40. That's quite a low projected score, as is Griezmann's. But I think that's probably also based on the fact that Inter Milan are pretty good defensively as well. John McGinn, could go with Odegaard as well, and then fill the other positions. Because I think what I'm going to do here is going to use Griezmann in here. Just think I've got to use him like this midweek. He was in training, then he was left out to play this game, so I think he's going to be up for it. No doubt about it. See if there's any other compelling options. Tempted to risk Salah, right? Just tempted to risk him. Does Lewandowski get a game? I've got one of these listed. Good player if you're looking to buy somebody. I've listed him just purely because I've got two and I need money to mug punt into the bookies this week at Cheltenham. That's it. I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with Rodrigo de Paul. He's not an amazing scorer, but just think it kind of makes sense fixture wise, like Atletico Madrid, they have a good game, etc. And Inter Milan have been really good defensively this season, but I know Atletico Madrid are a pretty good team as well. There's no doubt about that. I've seen them in the flesh this season. They're a high level team. I don't think, for example, Griffo at West Ham's any particularly better for fixture. I think Odegaard at home. It's an interesting one because Porto were pretty good, but I think Arsenal will just show their class there. So there we go. So only picked a couple of lineups, but hopefully that will give people a good flavour of what's happening really. So we spent 17 minutes on that doing the preview and picking some teams as well. So obviously I'll be doing some further research and picking the rest of the teams tomorrow, but I don't think there's anything I'm really that happy about or that strong on. So I think that'll do is I'm going to try and get the play sharper up by tomorrow morning for Celtic for the weekend. So Celtic go home to St Johnstone. So normal service hopefully resumed. Celtic will score loads of goals and concede something daft and whack all the stacks. But hopefully Vickers will be back and Ian, if you've got to this point in the video, an easy fixture for Celtic as we call it. Yeah, we'll have a look at that and we'll see what's happening. Anyway, I'm just waffling now, so do appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to put, if you've got to this stage, I'm going to put the link to the podcast with MPen, so you can have a wee look at that if you fancy falling asleep. It is an hour and a half long. It's an hour, 16 minutes long, and I'm only joking. Good feedback on it so far, and I appreciate Mike coming on the channel as well. So if you're playing this midweek, we'll end in customary fashion. Good luck. Go fuck.